Hello, and welcome to my Power Wagon camper project. Now, if you didn't catch my last video, I purchased this 2012 Power Wagon that's behind me here through a government auction website. Now, if you're not familiar with the Power Wagon, basically it's just an off-road package offered on the Ram 2500 3/4 ton pickup trucks, which give it a lot of off-road capabilities that the regular 2500s don't have. Now, this particular truck was commissioned as a fire command vehicle with the Bureau of Land Management down in Southern Oregon, which means it had a bunch of flashing lights, a bunch of switches, a siren, relays, and a giant center floor console as well. Now, the truck was pretty well drivable when I received it, but there were a couple of minor issues. So, for example, the tire pressure monitoring system only registers 3 out of the 4 tires. Also, the rear shocks were shot, the wiper blades were completely shot as well. The engine air filter was dirty, the transfer case fluid was dirty, and the horn doesn't work. Now, I've already replaced the rear shocks, the engine air filter, and the wiper blades. Now, I removed the giant steel console that was in the floor. Now, for the next phase of the project, I'm going to be doing some routine maintenance, changing out spark plugs, draining out the fluids, that sort of thing, and then basically getting the truck back to its stock form, which means I'm going to be removing any of the big heavy items which are just unnecessary and that I don't want adding weight. I've already ordered a bunch of parts for the truck, but they're kind of coming in sporadically. Now, originally this truck had 3 seats in the front, one in the driver's side, a passenger side seat, and then a center jump seat. Now, that center jump seat was removed whenever they put the big aftermarket center console in the floor, and I'm going to replace it with the stock unit. Now, I've been looking around. I found one that seems to be in pretty good shape on eBay. I've ordered it, and it's now here at the shop. Also, I ordered shocks and a steering stabilizer from Fox Shocks. The front shocks, they actually sent me 2 different types of shocks, so those have got to go back. The rear shocks are already on. I do have the steering stabilizer, so I can go ahead and start on the center seat and the steering stabilizer today. So I'm going to go check out those parts and hopefully get started. This actually is better than I had hoped. This looks almost brand new, and it's all clean. If we open it up here, you can see, I mean, it's totally clean. This looks like a brand new seat, and of course it's not. It was used. Came out of a wrecked truck. Looking inside there, it looks perfect. I mean, geez, it looks really good. Came with the seat belt. Everything is clean. Everything's been armor-awed. This is ready to go into the truck. Here's something neat I thought I would show real quick. Kind of a neat feature of the Ram. I'm getting this, putting this center console in, and I was thinking I really wouldn't have much room to work in here, and this would be quite a pain to get it into place here. Until I remembered, you just lift the chair up, back seat, and look at all that space. Loads of space. That'll be easy to get this thing in here now. I'm going to start with the seat belt, and I have redundant bracketry. So I have brackets that were already in the truck, and then brackets that were shipped with the center seat. Hopefully this should just slide right in on these brackets. May need some adjustment, but we'll see. Okay, that is it. So, I think we finally got this center seat in place of that gigantic steel center console. So now it looks more like a regular truck. Okay, so we are in the rear seat, and this is the back side of the front center seat. I'm pretty happy with the finished product. I'm really happy to get rid of that big heavy steel center console that was in here and actually replace it with something that's functional and useful for me. I like the nice little armrest here, and it's a nice big console as well that you can store stuff. Now the install was pretty straightforward, although the bolts down here were a bit tricky to get to, but otherwise not too difficult. And now what I did notice is when I was installing it, there are rear vents here, and I didn't notice that when I purchased the seat. And also there's a vent tube that runs underneath the center seat there. Now the Power Wagon trim did not come with these rear vents, so this center seat here probably came from a nicer trim level, probably the Laramie package. So I'm going to see if I can source the tube. There should be a vent tube that runs from this vent tube that's underneath the seat up to the front AC heater outlet vent. So I'm going to see if I can source one of those. If I can, then I'll be able to get these guys working to add a little bit of comfort for the rear passengers. Okay, so I'm getting ready to change out the steering stabilizer. This guy here, which looks really worn and nasty, so it's probably ready to be changed out. Anyway, I'd hit it with some penetrating oil. Hopefully that'll help to get the bolts out a little easier. Still need to get the skid plate back on, and geez, is that thing heavy. This stock stabilizer is pretty much done for, so it's a good thing I'm changing it out, I guess. I compressed it and it just stayed there for I don't know, last 5 or 10 minutes. And we have a nice new steering stabilizer from Fox. Okay, I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but these are the horn modules on the front of the Ram pickup, just in front of the radiator. Now, when I got the truck, I had no horn operation at all. I pushed the button on the center of the steering wheel, and it got no sound at all. So I started looking into it. This truck actually has 2 horn modules here, a left one and a right one. And I took this connector off here on the left one, cleaned it out really good, put some silicone grease on it, reinstalled it, and now I have a working horn. The only problem now is that there are 2 horns and only 1 working horn. The second horn here doesn't even have a connector installed on it. I have no idea where that connector is, if it even exists. So I need to figure out how to enable that second horn at some point. But at least for now, I have a temporary solution. 1 horn is better than no horns. Well, it's been a really busy week. In fact, too busy to record everything on camera. But I did get the center seat installed, the steering stabilizer installed. Added some little convex tow mirrors to the existing side mirrors on the truck. I cleaned the interior out really good. I installed some aftermarket floor mats. And also noticed that the radiator fins were really clogged up with dirt and bugs, so I gave it a really good cleaning as well. And I also partially fixed the horn. Now, you may remember that there was a one-piece headache rack in the bed here. That's been removed with the help of my tractor, and I'm going to put that up for sale along with the center console that I took out to hopefully offset some of the cost of the project. So that's all I have for today. As I order more stuff and more parts come in, I'll post more videos. So thank you for watching.